Hello everyone, this is Kubo and this is my London talk. Hello, this show is for my language improvement, nothing else. So I will talk whatever I want to talk. Today I am going to talk about what's good about Vancouver. Yes, I'm going to talk about Vancouver. I used to live in Vancouver. Right now I live in Vancouver Island, no Victoria, so it's a little bit smaller city. Not a little bit, quite a bit smaller city than Vancouver. It's been about 2 years now, and it has been an adjustment. It's not necessarily bad or good, but there are certain things that I miss about Vancouver, so I wanted to talk about that. I wish I could compare, between Tokyo and Vancouver, because I'm from Japan, or even Toronto versus Vancouver, but maybe I could eventually talk about Tokyo versus Vancouver, but that's a story for another time. And except for language differences, Tokyo is significantly better. Not better, but Tokyo is an amazing place to visit or live in a certain time of period. But I will talk about that, next time or so. But and then again, Toronto, other big cities in Canada, I've never really lived there, so I'm not gonna compare. I'm not gonna assume anything here, okay? So, I'm gonna compare between, I would say, smaller cities in BC versus Vancouver. Yep. So I would say the biggest thing is event. In Vancouver, of course it's a bigger city, so there are lots of events going on. You don't have to wait for a few weeks to arrive those tour or any people coming in. There's always something going on in Vancouver. If you want to find some stand-up comedy, I'm sure there's one in Kitlano in Maine or Granville Island. If you are looking for concert, live music, there's always something going on. So in that sense, again, events are always there and you just never get bored. When I was in Vancouver, I went to a lot of stand-up comedy, improv center and so on. So comedy stuff, I've been there, but me and my partner, we've never really, because of Corona probably, but we've never really explored that much. But because we know that there are options to do, even though we are not actually doing it, we've never really felt bored, if that makes any sense. We can go there, we can go this one, we can go see this one, but we're tired, so we're not going to do it. But we had an option, but we intentionally decided to chill at home. Make sense? So that's a good thing. Another thing about Vancouver is food. I'm comparing this to smaller cities in BC, so I can definitely say this, but the access to any cuisine, Vietnamese, Japanese, Korean, Chinese, Mexican, even Indian, just name the food, French, Italian, like European cuisines, Greek, there's so many options, so many good food, so tasty. And it's not just about restaurant. In terms of the ingredients, there are Italian grocery store, there are Philippines grocery store, Japanese, Asian in general, Indian, you have anything. So that's something you cannot really do in rural area. The way I live right now actually has one solid Asian grocery store, and then there are bigger, like it's not TNT but Fairway Market it's called, and they do carry some Asian stuff, however it's very limited. And then I totally understand just because of the demand there. No one is really looking for those ingredients, so like why would they carry, right? Yeah, so those things I just miss it. Especially I knew those real in Vancouver. Like I used to be able to access to anything I want to. Now I don't live there. I live in a little bit smaller city, so I don't have access to it. So I definitely miss it. So that's another thing, the access to those food. What else? Also, I don't know this is necessarily about the rural area in BC, but because I live in Ireland, whenever I want to go to Vancouver or Corona, any interior, I have to take ferries. Or if you want to go faster, you have to take seaplane. It is annoying. So, you know, first year, to be honest, I enjoy the view, I enjoy the really bit relaxing time in ferry, but now whenever I want to go there, I definitely feel inconvenient. It's too slow, it's too expensive, and it's very time consuming. If you want to go to Kelowna and if you live in Vancouver, you drive up there. You don't have to wait, you don't have to waste 3 hours, 4 hours on ferry because you have to be early, you have to be there earlier, there's so many restrictions, right? So in that sense, I don't like that. Or I don't like that is strong, but I definitely think Vancouver has more advantages. Even just, go to airport, it's so much easier if you live in Vancouver. Of course, I'm in the city, right? So it makes sense. Yeah, so those things, even about nature, of course we have great nature, meaning Vancouver Island, and then if you want to go to the beach, there's good beaches as well, but all the things where I live Vancouver has everything. So yeah, that's another thing, another good thing about Vancouver. And lastly, it's not a bad thing, right? But people are very different, and here and there. I mean, age, like different demographic. There are much less Asian people here. There are much less Japanese people here, and there are much less gay people here. Almost, the community is almost non-existent, or it's very political. When I say political, it's not between people, but because there is smaller community, they need bigger voice. I do think so. That's another thing. But the event they do is very political, against let our voice heard kind of thing. But sometimes you don't politics, right? You just want to entertain yourself, you just want to have fun. So the place I live lacks that. Yeah, I wish there are more gay people, especially. It doesn't have to be younger generation, but fun, party situation. That's something we don't really have here. Vancouver, there's always something going on again, and there's lots of gay people, or LGBTQ people. Let's just include everyone, but you know what I'm trying to say. And young people, yeah, there are more younger people for sure. I'm trying to find the advantage of those young people. I don't know if there is necessarily more. But it's good to have same age group to share your view, right? Because each generation has different struggles and then you don't always share the same struggles. And I love listening to everyone's struggle, no matter how young they are, how old they are. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes you want to share where you are with the same age group and then, you know, complain about small things and then they kind of get it without explaining too much. Yeah, so those things probably are the good thing about Vancouver, I miss about Vancouver. Yeah, that's kind of about it. Also, I will tell you at the end, or this is related to people, but again, diversity. It's very diverse in Vancouver, especially I don't see a lot of black people, I don't see a lot of Latino, but Asian, white people, there are so many there. So it's a very mixed. I never really felt the need to see those Japanese people when I was in Vancouver. But now I definitely do recognize that importance of just to share your feelings, to share what you're going through in your mother tongue. It's a big thing, you know. So that's that. Yeah, that's about it. It's a great city. I do think there's a great opportunity for you to learn English there as well. People are so nice. But people are so nice is very generous and in Canada, like everywhere you go, even though it's not in Vancouver, people are very understanding and also patient to your language barrier. So that portion you don't really have to worry about it. But Vancouver is a great city. It's a great mixture of nature and city. I definitely do recommend strongly. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, afternoon, whenever you are. I will see you soon. Bye. Okay, maybe I can talk about some bad stuff though. Next time, or maybe now. I'm trying to think, what's bad? What's bad about Vancouver? It is not really a lot. Even though I said there's always something to do, it's quite a... Is it boring city? That's a question to you guys, I guess, because I don't know. Compared to Tokyo, like where I'm from, now I'm not from Tokyo, but I lived in Tokyo for a long time of period, and I would say Tokyo is a hub of fun. Or half of everything. They just have everything. You name it, they have it. You name it, they have it. It's just a big city, right? So it makes sense, and then everywhere is within an hour reach. You can just take a plane, take a train, and then go there, and then you'll be there within an hour, like within 45 minutes, I would say even. And you can go anywhere or whatever the environment you want to be in. So that sense, Vancouver lacks ease of access. Yeah, so those things exist. Yeah, I'm trying to think. What else not good about Vancouver? I've heard that Toronto is much bigger city, so more fun apparently. But I just love ocean though. I cannot really live without ocean. And of course they have big lake, but it's different. What you can the seafood is great in Vancouver. So yeah, it's like good and bad, right? Depends on what you're looking for. Anyway, I think that's kind of all I wanted to talk. So Have a wonderful day, evening, whenever you are.